Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are playing Starcom Unknown Space, which is a title I just picked up on Steam. Don't know much about it. It seems to be as if someone took the exploration mode from Stellaris, mixed it with space pirates and zombies combat system, and made their own narrative campaign about exploring the unknown reaches of space. I'm a sucker for anything that lets you build your own ship. And the combat looks really interesting, so let's jump in. We'll be playing as Tyrael, the commander of the Venerator. SCS Vessel Venerator, Scout Class, Commanding Officer Tyrael, Commander, 2nd Class. The first officer is Avery Octavia, Lieutenant Commander, Standard Date 2641. Priority medium, a service ship departing Maya Station, stuck debris at negative 16.6-7.7 and sustained moderate damage to port forward deflector. Sensor logs showed a debris field and damaged cargo hauler in a captured orbit around a gas giant J12888b. Venerator is ordered to investigate and determine if there is any danger. Here is our ship, the Venerator. I've received our first set of orders. A vessel was damaged by debris from a wrecked cargo ship, marking the location on your HUD. Alright, so I've set up my controls to face the ship wherever my cursor is pointed. You can set it up a bunch of different ways. I had a flight stick and foot pedals attached to my PC, and you can use those to control the game too, but I won't. It made the control system go haywire when I first started the game up. So we had to disconnect that. Closing on the vessel, looks like there are several dozen containers loose. I suggest we approach with caution until we know what's in them. Investigate. Alongside the disabled vessel, Venerator downloads the cargo manifest declaration. Cargo contents are miscellaneous waste collected from regional Starcom bases, including personal effects, growing soil with heavy metal contaminants, and non-recoverable items. There's got to be something dangerous in here. Our ship is armed with 2 plasma cannon. Firing those drains our energy a little bit. There are 2 fire modes. Wherever I click the left mouse button, we'll fire a bolt. And if I hold G, it will auto-target. We have to take into account the momentum of our ship while we fire. That's alright. Priority emergency beacon on Starcom open hyperwave. It's from Maya Station. They're asking for any nearby ships to report immediately. The cleanup operation will have to wait. Oh, let's get our gunnery skills up to scratch first. Headed towards Maya Station, to the north of screen. We will arrive in about 10 seconds. Thank you for responding to our priority message. Normally this would go through Starcom Fleet HQ, but we have an urgent situation. We've received an emergency beacon from our outpost on the other side of the quantum wormhole. They must have a critical emergency. I know you haven't been briefed on this, but our support ship was damaged by debris and is en route to Merope for repairs. We will help. I should say that the project is classified. Please open the wormhole. Okay, we can do that. So there's a critical emergency on the other side of this wormhole, hey? Well, let's open it up. Activating the first pylon. Wormhole stabilizer. That is not ominous at all. That's one of the stabilizers. That thing is putting out a huge amount of energy. Over 800 terawatts. Well, as the beams converge, a giant wormhole is opening. Shockwave knocking out our bridge control. I can't steer the ship. Oh my god. So that must have been the critical emergency on the other side of the wormhole. Maybe they should have been a bit more clear as to what was happening. The alien ship has destroyed our home station. Whoever or whatever that is just punched through the Maya station like their neutronium hull was aluminum, sorry. Rerouting helm control to auxiliary, just a few more seconds. But we're being sucked into the wormhole. And blasted to an unknown portion of space. Sensors show that the warp field holding the wormhole is collapsing. Lost in Space. A favorite series of mine. Gravimetric scans show the wormhole is still here, but it's collapsed down to the Planck scale. I've detected a Starcom beacon on our scanners, marked its position on our HUD. We are on our way. That must be the station that Maya's commander mentioned. We should make contact and let them know what has happened. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. As we head off into uncharted space. Oh, we've arrived at Solano Station. We have missions, operations. Let's go have a look at the commander. Welcome to Solano Station, Commander. I assume your appearance means that Maya picked up our emergency beacon. Yeah, well, they're dead. That's very alarming. The reason we sent the emergency beacon is that we've recently come under attack by vessels of unknown origin. We're calling them the Red Raiders. For now, there doesn't seem to be anything that can be done about Maya's station or the ship that destroyed it because we're stuck here, I think. We can deal with the ships that have been attacking us. They're not terribly powerful, and Solano's guns have kept them at bay. Well, Maya's station was obliterated. We need to find a survey lander. I've had Lieutenant Milton start making modifications so that they can be fitted to the ship. As per the commander's orders, I've gotten Venerator a bit more combat ready, but it still needs a survey lander. Select utilities from the module category list, then drag on a lander. Okay, we're in the build section. Ship systems, crew, cargo, the shipyard. There's a few different options for building here. Survey lander is the first thing that we need to fit. Let's fit it in the back slot here. We need to rotate it to fit, it appears. A and D to rotate this selection. Alright, it's a tidy looking ship. The Venerator can now conduct planetary survey landings. You should feel free to experiment with different ship designs. We have a lossless reclamator, so you won't lose any resources. You can rotate a module prior to placement. Yep, we know that. That's the scout bridge. We've got bulkheads here that reinforce and add health, increasing the health of modules around them. Half deflectors, significantly reduced damage. Alright, but we can't build anything. Damn. We could rearrange the ship, but I think I might leave it as it is for now. Yeah, we have no resources to buy anything else. Micro reactor, mini battery. Getting familiar with the pieces before we start building is great. We got Mark 1 engine, small wings, increase a vessel's speed in deep space using the so-called void effect. Alright, let's get on with the operation. I'm counting on you to get our people back. We need to evacuate someone. Salutations, Commander. What do you want? It's a big topic to go over building ships, but I just want to know, how big can we get? Maximum size is determined by the bridge. Some technologies can modify this, but we're looking at about 24 hexes for a scout ship. We need to evacuate the outpost on the inner planet, tracked on our map. Alright, let's get to it. The Venerator is on its first mission in a new zone. Where did the wormhole send us? Is it a different galaxy? Or is this literally the fringes of unknown space and we don't even know where it is? A massive artifact here. Does look like a Stargate. So we will check our immediate surroundings before we go and do that objective. And we might have to work on speed. We aren't very fast. And if this is going to be the major gameplay loop, I think speed will be the key. Scanning the planet. Gas giant. And no anomalies detected. So yeah, it does very much feel like the scouting mechanic from Stellaris, where you would send out your ships and they would find anomalies and you would try to solve the anomalies. Depending on the skills of your captains, they would either succeed or get different outcomes. I'm interested to see how much variety there will be. So let's get on with the mission, hey? We have a solar object over here. In cruise mode, thrusters will stay engaged. Tapping reverse or cruise again will disengage. Is the sun deadly? Yes, it is very deadly. Don't get too close. Our hull integrity is falling. The ship sounds like it's cooking bacon on the hull. Do we heal ourselves in space? Yes, we do. So our hull integrity goes back up when we're not taking damage. Uh-oh, we have hostiles inbound. Enemy warship is defeated. We'll pick up the remnant scraps. What have we got here? Aluminum. Yeah, we're burning up. Where did that other fighter go? Did we destroy it? We're off to a brilliant start. Already burning. We're here to evacuate you in our damaged ship. Deploy the survey team by pressing X. Survey team away. The ground team is disappointed to abandon the outpost. They had been excavating the ruins of a civilization during the late period of the Fallen Empire. The team had just uncovered an artifact with markings similar to the great structure nearby in space near Solano. So it has the same markings as that Stargate looking thing. Interesting. The team is eager to learn more about the artifact they've found. Oh, they brought it with us. This device transforms geometric information about Euclidean space to esoteric representation of warp space. Maybe a navigational device. That is some technobabble if I ever heard it. I quite like the technobabble of Star Trek. Oh, so yeah, that other fighter must have flown into the guns of the Solano. Alright, let's return to the starbase and see what they want. We should return to the outpost with the crew. We did that. Well done, Chaticus. Given our shortage on Starcom vessels, you and your ship will be used to explore the local region. Until Starcom reopens the wormhole and sends reinforcements, Until Starcom reopens the wormhole and sends reinforcements establishing a proper outpost here. They gave us a bunch of resources and told us to go to the shipyard. Dr. Rama, the head of Solano's research projects, we've spent the past month studying the nearby artifact and looking for clues to its operation. For defense reasons, we're redirecting our priorities to assist you. She's a bit jaded. Given my new directives, the object uncovered has given us some research data you can put to work. Meet her in the lab. See what's on the slab. Alright, this is our tech tree. I recommend researching turbo thrust to speed up your exploration. Turbo thrust, improved handling. Thermal analysis allows simulation of the ship's thermal generation. Impressive, you didn't break anything. She's going to be our best friend by the sound of it. Quite an extensive research tree. We best get to exploring. Lots of juicy stuff here, and half of it we don't even know what it is yet. Unexplored. And we have to report to operations. The commander wants to see us. If Venerator is one of our only vessels in this space, you'll need a full command crew for max efficiency and to conduct planetary surveys. Some of the team members you evacuated from the outpost have volunteered, and they've been added to your crew roster, which you can review at any time. We've detected that some ship movement around a nearby gas giant, and there also appears to be some activity on the surface of one of its moons. I want you to check it out. The ships have a similar energy readings as the Red Raiders mentioned before. Alright, we have some resources now to start building. In a Hex world, I've managed to give my ship a distinctive Starfleet round shape. Because these little cool mini deflectors are able to round out our ship. Let's see if it's effective or not. So the Venerator Mark II has an extra plasma cannon. Maybe that will increase her fighting ability somewhat. We took a bit of damage from those fighters before, and the sun. Oh, the sun. So despite checking out this gas giant before, we have to come back because something's happened. And we also researched speed boost, so now we have a higher top speed. "50% more firepower is a good thing." It doesn't seem to have too much of an impact on our power generation either. What is that? There's a fully fledged space station over there. Will the Venerated Mark II be strong enough to take on a space station? Let's just ram him. That was effective. Did take a little bit of damage on the port side. The anomaly is partially buried ring-shaped artifact roughly 100 meters in diameter. While technologically advanced, the structure shows a sign of design in progress, suggesting that this was an experimental device or a prototype. It was only excavated quite recently. We've observed that while the structure is much too large to transport, it has gold connectors leading to what appears to be a data storage component. If provided with power, it might be possible to access this. Oh, you get a roll to chance. The process turns out to be surprisingly tricky, and the artifact reacts to the energy from the lander in unexpected ways. We're able to keep the power high long enough to extract the data. The data recovered from the buried ring is an exotic mathematical description of warp space, possibly a coordinate. Let's take some time to have a look at the crew of the Venerator. We have Alex Triton, Martina Kepler. Alex is a xenoculture specialist with a bit of biomedical experience. Martina Kepler looks to be observant. Then we have Rhea James, Cassie Perks, Jennifer Cygnus Lee, who will be our tactics or security officer, and then Mark Glees, who is the engineer, with a little bit of experience in observation. I've had the opportunity to examine the object our outpost team found. As suspected, the nearby artifact is a wormhole generator. The object we found allows us to communicate with it. Coordinates are encoded as a mathematical formulae describing warp space. Knowing the particular formulae for a location acts as a kind of key. We, meaning you, should test the hypothesis by activating the warp gate. The best case scenario is yes, you'll live. The worst case is you'll end up light years away and have to trek back the long way. The archaeological team has reported their findings to me, and the nearby ring artifact that Dr. Ramos says can be used as a transport gateway was built by an entity or culture referred to as the Remnants. The technology may aid us in reopening the wormhole. Investigate the endpoint of this gateway. If you can find the source of these Red Raider ships, neutralize them if possible. Put your top priority as to finding any similar remnant artifacts or technology. Anything else? Why is this wormhole universe classified? A whole new universe is a major discovery. We want all Starcom divisions as well as civilian sectors to study it. But the final decision remains is whether it's safe or not. So we have a 2-year initial research phase, and if there's no danger, everyone else could come. Alright, so that's confirmed. We are in an actually different universe to our own. There may be different rules here. Physics might not act the way that we expect it to. And there may be forms of life that we have never encountered before. We know there's something sentient here because we're fighting enemy ships. Picking up a little bit more research before we head out, let's grab thermal analysis. That'll let us see the heat generation of our ship. The coordinates marked on the map. Let's see if the gateway will take us there. It would be a long way via normal space. Could we just travel there by normal space? Or is this a loading screen? Let's find out. Press X to navigate. Some locations on the star map may require you to zoom out. Well, that's a few grid squares away, so maybe that would be quite the trek. The gateway projected us through a space-time topology like the wormhole that pulled us into this universe. We've essentially solved an equation that redefined the relationship between 2 points in space. Amazing! We have a rocky and a terrestrial planet. There is an anomaly. We can send down a crew, but it does look like we have a hostile inbound. Let's head south. We don't want to make first contact a bad thing. Humanity is just setting its footsteps into this universe. It doesn't appear to be chasing us. But let's head south and have a look at this point here. That looks like a jump gateway. My intuition says that it's going to throw us somewhere. We've experimented with this principle for long distance travel, but we haven't solved the disintegration problem. I guess whoever made those solved the disintegration problem. That's a good thing. Alright, we've arrived in a new star system. And this one has more bad guys. Just fighters. Let's see if we can take them on. The ram there on the second ship, taking out its engine, I think. First one we shot at ran away. Three plasma cannons is pretty powerful, I think. That's satisfying combat. I like that. Reminds me of the old asteroid game. These appear to be the same ships we encountered near Solano. Commander Yu wants us to investigate their source. We could deploy a team to this desert world. Wreckage from the ship with now familiar red and yellow markings is scattered across the desert floor. There's nothing much here besides a lot of aluminium. It looks like a binary star system. Let's have a look at the second star. We're almost there. We're probably not very well rigged for interstellar travel. That took a little bit of time. I think this game is going to be a chill experience of traveling from point to point and looking at your log. This planet was home to pre-industrial civilization in the last 300 to 800 years based on radiological dating. There are plentiful sources of text for Universal Translator. The dominant theme is the imminent return of the celestial emissary. The latest surviving texts are confusing, making it difficult to discern between religious beliefs and scientific observation. Textual record is incomplete, but it appears the civilization's collapse was very close to the arrival of said emissary. So it seems there was a massive upheaval. Social upheaval. And we can't determine between religious babble or scientific babble. So maybe they were one and the same for this. Got commanders. Wait, there's something fast moving coming into the... Uh-oh, it's coming straight towards us. Get out of the way! Oh. Took evasive action around us. What is that? Our sensors are having a hard time getting data on the object. It's creating a strange warp field in its wake. It stopped. Let's go and have a look. I can't make any sense out of this. I don't know what it is, but I will rule out comet. It stopped. That looks like an angry portal. Let's err on the side of caution and not go into it. We've been through enough random wormholes for one trip. You can set an autopilot destination by control clicking in either the main view or the nav map. Alright, we have one planet to explore in this binary system. What do you think of the game so far? I find it intriguing. Interesting. We have raiders back. Gives you a little bit of time for contemplation. I'm really excited to see how in-depth the shipbuilding is. It did say that your ship size is determined by bridge type, so we have to assume we'll have a few different types of ship. We have a scout ship at the moment. Ooh! Love that ram. Solves a lot of problems. Final desert world looks like it might have a space station. It does. Scan the planet, see what's here. No anomalies, so just the space station guarding an unremarkable world. Okay, he's chewing through our armor pretty quickly. But he's fallen! 1/3 health remaining, that's not good. If we're going to regularly come under fire, I'd like to suggest battle station training as a research priority next time we're at Solano. Doesn't seem like we have to worry about supplies or fuel, so let's press on. Our ship is repairing. Okay, new star system. Looks like they have a red giant here as a star. That's just a guess, you know, because I'm a Stellaris fiend, or I used to be. Nothing found. We will skirt around that outpost. Alright, that's a larger ship. Let's not. There's 3 of them too. Whoa! Okay, they have long-range weaponry that's longer than our weapons. I think we might leave. I know when I'm outclassed. So making a quick exit from this system. They are hot on our heels. I hope they can't come through after us. This binary system has been fully explored, so we'll just head north. And I think there was another one out of this system. There is. There is a larger warship here now too. It's just one. Let's try and take him. Oh, we've shot his main engine off. Let's take out the... I think that's the reactor. Oh, blasting him from the rear. Doesn't know what hit him. Filled in. Bad about that, but thanks for the good stuff. Part of a fixed plasma weapon similar to our turrets, but designed for fixed gun. There's another guy, let's squash him too. Have we pushed the threat up? Is that why these things are getting stronger already? Right, that one's down. There's a space station up ahead. Yep, so that's how you get rid of these guys. You just blast them from behind, take their engines out. Programmable nanite superfluid has a very short half-life, but our crew can make use of it to effect quick repairs. The anomaly is a titanium crash sphere, designed to slow and protect a small survival capsule during descent. The body inside has been reduced to little more than a skeleton by microfauna, so all the team is able to ascertain is that they were a biped with 2 arm-like appendages and 3 ocular cavities. So whatever was piloting that has 3 eyes. That's the second part to that fixed gun. How many parts do you need? All the bad guys just came back. We need to get out of here. They must warp in. Let's lead them on a merry chase. They're about the same speed as us. Maybe I should put the sun between us and them and see if they're silly enough to fly into it. Obviously we will go around so we don't get fried by it. But if I take a short exit, we are getting fried by the sun. And they are going wide. Sizzling the hull a little bit, but that let us get away, and we're going straight into their space station. And I mean literally. Ooh, we just missed. Ramming speed. Oh, we didn't need to. That was must have blown up something critical. Let's wait for the fighters. Take them head on. It seems that the enemy ships actually literally blow apart, but our hull stays intact. When I used to play Space Pirates and Zombies, in that game of Space Combat, you would lose parts of your ship if you took too much damage. I quite liked that feature. And I feel like it should probably be constrained by the same limitations as the enemy. Alright, let's use this jump gate to get to the next star system and see what's over there. I feel like we're making huge strides for humanity just in this short time. If you agree, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you want to see more of Starcom. I'm going to keep playing it. But whether I upload it is entirely up to you. There's little of interest on this methane-choked planet. The most advanced life form is fungi. We found some supplies, but nothing else. Gaining valuable experience, of course. Let's head on through to the other side. Every new system bringing a new opportunity for discovery. Another binary system. It's an interesting looking gas giant. There is a structure that appears to be intermittently used as an outpost with cramped living quarters and a communications array. There's nothing of value, but Cadet Glees notices that the waste recycler is jammed with a magnetic memory disk. Expect increased raw material orders from Nemoan. So there is some trade going on in this area. This gas giant has an unusual pressure. Right, so where is the source of these ships? We need to still discover that. We have to discover more sectors. And we have an outpost log, which is what we just received, telling us about mineral transfer. We can leave notes on the map, that's good. We seem to be on the outside of a large gas cloud. And these systems seem to be on the outer edge of it. I wonder if they all link up. It looks like a shape, constellation. And that's the outpost log. Apparently there's some mineral activity over there. Arriving at the other stellar body. Large gas giant. After we scan a planet, I can account for its mass entropy in the warp metric equations, reducing its effect on the void speed. In an explored system with no hostiles, I can create an optimized void solution for our engines. In other words, we'll be able to go faster through systems we've explored, but not as fast as in deep space. Okay. Just using the autocannon there, it's just aiming for me. Hold G while we leisurely fly to our target. Feel a little bit like the Millennium Falcon at the moment. Grab a scan of this rocky body, and there is an icy body down to the galactic south. Let's head off. Ships are a little bit faster than us, so I better take them on. I need to do something about our lateral turn. It's a little bit sluggish. Take out this heavier ship first. Shooting off all the major components and leaving him just the chassis. So far we haven't recovered any survivors from these Red Raider ships. This poor guy over here floating, watching us take out the rest of his friends. Delivering the killing blow. Let's head off to the icy planet down to the south. We weren't able to deploy that while the enemies were around. The remains of a fairly recent battle between Red Raider ships and some unknown victim are scattered across a wide area. Some of the wreckage has been salvaged, but we collected some ourselves. A flinger, that's what those things are called, flingers. Oh, we've got a ship on our tail, one of those large corvettes. I'm going to assume it's a corvette. It's, you know, about twice the size of us, 3 times the size. I would say we're a pretty well-armed scout ship. Fixed gun mount. That might be the final piece of the puzzle. It is. Fixed plasma weapon, similar to our turrets. Part of a dreadnought is thawed out of the ice due to the fluctuations in this planet's orbit. Signs pointing to it having been critically damaged in some battles centuries ago. And we've been able to pick up some resources from that. Another survey team. Let's go. Lots of science. A cluster of discarded cylinders with curious bright markings lie next to a portable broadcast antenna. I didn't realize activation started as soon as the seal was broken. If they're not familiar with guild seals, opening one makes some sense to check what you had. Second Legion would have known better. I still have verification report certifying late Fallen Empire artifact. So it looks like they were trading some kind of artifacts, maybe? The bad guys have respawned, so let's head to the flinger. No hostiles in this zone. That'll be a change. And none of the planets revealing anything of note. We've got some kind of neutral ship here, but he's keeping an eye on us. Halt! This area is off limits to unauthorized vessels. Depart immediately. Perhaps we can reach a peaceful arrangement? Please? Are you suggesting a bribe? An omnia surety is payable but in blood. I warn you again, do not land on the planet. The translation filter shows significant wordplay. There are very recent arrivals in this region. Like a pick-out fly, they are annoying in small numbers, but in large numbers they will pick your carcass clean. Do not land on the planet. Blah 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 blah. For science, we're landing on the planet. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What's the worst he could do? The lander touches down a few hundred meters from an enormous pyramid. Its sides are segmented into irregular protrusions. Penetrating radar shows there is some interior cavities but no obvious way in. Examination of the door reveals that it possesses sensitive hydraulic levers that expand at a certain equilibrium. So our science officer is suggesting that time of day is the thing that opens it. We've managed to grab an artifact as well as some silver and gold. Okay, that's what he's going to do. He's an Ermir defender. Sorry, we raided your pyramid. We're doing okay, I guess. No, we're not. Nearly down to half health. Our guns have slowed right down. Perhaps they're damaged. Let's try the trick we used before and shoot his engines off, but it's not working and we are dying. Get out of there. The defender has strong guns. The bulkheads are creaking. Fires are raging in space. Upon deeper analysis, there are moving parts within movable parts, down to a remarkably small scale. Was it worth raiding the pyramid? Oh, we've lost our navigation. Alright, so he's not a very friendly chap at all. But he's not chasing us like the other guys would. So let's finish up our survey of this system. An anomaly detected from orbit is the wreckage of a starliner, the impact with the surface scattering copper everywhere. Too badly corrupted from a universal translator to form a complete matrix, but basically it seems like a freighter crashed here and dumped its copper all over the surface. We've taken that. Let's see if he wants the copper. Maybe that's what he was looking for. He seemed to be very... No. Hey, talk to me. Talk to me. It says I can hail him, but he's not answering. Maybe he's too angry. Uh-oh, we are dying again. Get out of there! Keep wiggling. Ship the damage around the ship. Damage control team managing to bring the ship back from the cusp of death. I think we'll leave that guy alone. He made his point. He's stronger than us. Guess who's back? I really want to shoot this thing down to see if I can steal its science. But his engines won't blow up. Try to insert myself right into his rear, but no joy. And we are definitely going to explode if we don't get out of here. It can be said that I am bold sometimes. All of our command crew are due for promotion. So let's give everyone a promotion in their field of expertise. So xenoculture, observation, biomed for James. Cassie will have astroscience, 2 levels, because I feel like that's useful during exploration, and tactics in case we get boarded, I guess, maybe. Let's get out of here. We're still on fire from that defender. Repair time seems to really slow down as it increases. So I'm just trying to figure out how that works. Let's go to the mining center that we learned the coordinates for. Supposedly a mining station here. So what do we know so far? We know that we're in a universe that was civilized by a fallen empire of some kind. We don't know much about them, or if anything, just they exist and they had advanced technology that lets us get around. We have what I can assume are just pirate scum because they're called raiders, red raiders. Are they the remnants of that fallen empire, or are they just another species? We found a skeleton with 3 eyes, so we know that at least one of the races in the area are triocular, so keep an eye out for 3-eyed dudes. So there is a species living here that are trading, but their prices are off the chain and we can't afford it. But I might start mining here. It's a lot of asteroids. My plan is to spend maybe 10 minutes destroying every asteroid in the area, collecting up all of the resources. This has been a pretty profitable foray into the depths of a new universe, but I think we're going to head back towards the Solano and report what we've found. We have a hold full of alien artifacts and technology, as well as a fair few resources from that mining expedition. Arriving at the wormhole gateway, let's get home. We do have another destination we could visit, but let's just go home. See if we can upgrade the ship. Our new home in this virgin universe. We've had a ship jump in behind us. Is it hostile? Get towards the station. It's a neutral ship. Don't trust it. Let's talk to Commander. When the wormhole collapsed, Venerator wasn't the only Starcom vessel on this side. An archaeological research ship, the Alethea, has been investigating nearby systems. It's a bit of a trek, but you may want to optimize your ship for deep space travel to find it. Venerator has uncovered more scientific data than I expected from you. To reinforce this data-seeking behavior, whenever you return with sufficient new research, I will answer one question. Was that a thank you? No, that was an optimization. Doesn't Starcom already have most of these research technologies that I'm finding? Of course. But as we've learned, the physical laws of this universe are very subtly different from ours. For example, vacuum permittivity is slightly lower past the 6th significant figure. Babble, babble, babble. If you have nothing more urgent, I need to return to my work. Obviously, I was correct in believing it served a similar purpose to the wormhole stabilizers that Starcom constructed. It's not powerful enough to create a wormhole forever. Whoever constructed it was technologically very advanced. Despite the lower power level, these gateways distort space much more efficiently. This universe has enough mysteries to keep my interest, and I don't have time for curios and toys. So we've got to take it to Milton. We found a puzzle object. I suspect Dr. Rama meant it as a jab, but it's true. I am quite fond of physical puzzles. Our first expedition managed to net us 650 research points, so I am going to put them to good use. I want to increase the power of our plasma cannons, and I want to increase our speed, as well as our ability to scout. Battle station training, we're going to be fighting, so that's pretty much a given. Upgrading the tractor beam might be a good idea because it took a while to collect all those resources from the mining station. This will give us an extra tractor beam for a total of 3. We want the scanner to be upgraded first. Further extends our view range. Wait, did I cancel that? Try again. Survey efficiency, we could wait. Increases the range in detecting other vessels. And gives us a exploration fog so we can sort of remember where we've been. Let's do that. We want an additional tractor beam for a total of 3. Let's take that, it's very cheap. Fixed guns for 100, that's pretty expensive. I don't feel like they're necessary yet. A lot more research of options locked behind mystery and enigma. We could do larger bulkheads. No, we want a compact ship for now. Increase resistance of deflectors. More powerful engines will be a must. More thrust from our engines might be useful. Increase the damage per unit of energy of plasma bolts by 15%. That's a pretty good upgrade. Or the speed of projectiles and the accuracy. Let's go with speed. And let's upgrade our reactor as well, because I would like to add more guns to my ship. I'm going to talk to this fellow, see what he is. Oh, we have a different alien. We are the Gorer. We have made contact with your representatives at Solano. You are Commander Chadicus. We understand that you're an explorer in this space. We too are seekers of knowledge. Alright, let's share some knowledge. What can you tell us about the remnants? All we know of the great gateways used by the Fallen Empire to main control, whose shibboleths now jealously guard. We've heard of other artifacts, giant artifacts with limitless power. The emissaries are seen as an omen of good luck. Stories of travelers who followed them to their demise. We have detected them briefly on our own sensors and suspect they may be just probes. And that defender guy that we met is a member of a brutish mercenary race that love copper. I've got the opportunity to trade with this guy, so I want all of his artifacts. Power cells and energy cells, containment objects. We will have to sell some platinum, but he offers a pretty good price for that. We have enough to buy the energy cell. And perhaps I could sell 1 unit of neutronium. We have one, I don't know where I got it from. It's worth a lot. Of silver anyway. And that would give us enough to buy this containment object. Possibly netting us more science, which is arguably more valuable at this stage. Let's have a look how much science we can get out of this. Power interface. Designed to keep up with sudden energy surges. Used to keep low energy usage components powered. Likely used to isolate biologically hazardous organisms. That netted us enough to grab the fixed gun, so let's get to building again. The ship's new design, not bad. It's increased our strength, our hull strength by 70%. And I've tried to put the deflectors so that they overhang and try possibly block any damage to the superstructure itself. We'll see if that's effective. We've got the same amount of firepower. I'm going to leave a commander's log here. Mining station and place for collecting of resources, because that was profitable and that let us upgrade our ship a fair bit. Not quite enough to add some wings, but I'm happy with how she looks. Venerator Mark III. But that does bring us to the end of our first episode of Starcom Unknown Space. What do you think? Do you want to see some more? Let me know down below. I'm going to keep going with my adventure. But if you want me to take the effort to put it up online, I need to know about it. My name is Ty. I make content most days. Make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you in the next episode of Starcom. Live long and prosper, friends.